Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Obviously, it's not my shop. I am hanging out with Andy Birkey. Andy Birkey, right there. Today we're going to do a fun video. Andy works on a lot of fun projects, and this is a finial that Andy did to show a client, right? Right. So we're going to, he doesn't know exactly what I have in mind yet, other than we're going to make something like this and show you that it can be done with simple tools. We're going to make two of them. Andy's going to make one, and I'm going to make one. Do our own thing, and we're going to compare them at the end. Now, Andy's got a lot more experience with this kind of stuff. In fact, I've never made one, so I expect his to look a little sexier than mine. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a couple videos, show you guys how you can get some really interesting looking things without a bunch of fancy equipment.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Let's go.
I recently got back from a couple-week road trip, hence the reason you haven't seen any videos from me in a couple weeks, and I have had the chance to work with some awesome creators. I did record a couple of videos, and this was my first stop. Hanging out with Andy was a real pleasure. Andy's a master craftsman who does amazing things with really pretty basic tools, and it was just fun to be in around that type of personality, that attitude. Now, we got started on our finials. To be fair, we both started with an identical piece of basswood, and Andy was killing it on his, doing something a bit more traditional. Of course, I'm going to go more whimsical. Now, after I figured out what I wanted to do, I did a rough layout, and I wanted to create this cove around the base of the finial, and to do that, I'm just using a drill press. Now, I clamped an auxiliary block to the finial so my bit wouldn't run off, and then I just drilled 4 times around each side, and that created this really kind of interesting detail. So if you ever wanted to do something like that with a leg or a detail on a piece of furniture, don't pass up on a drill press to create some pretty cool little features. Then it was over to Andy's benchtop bandsaw. Now this is a small form, fairly inexpensive bandsaw, and these work well if you have a decent blade in them, the tension's right, and you take your time. You can get pretty decent results. So there's the basic start of the finial that I'm doing. And I took it over to the bench, and I want to clean this up a little bit. So to clean up the coves, I'm using my homemade drill-powered spindle sanders, and I'm going to use some chisels and stuff just to kind of get this thing a little bit more cleaned up. Incidentally, I made a video on how to make those spindle sanders. I'll put it at the end of this video. Now, after getting it cleaned up, I decided I did not like that pointy piece on the top, so I chopped that off. And I want to add some elements to this that kind of give it a whimsical look, and I decided on this kind of a leaf shape. So back over to the bandsaw, I cut out these kind of S-shaped pieces, and then I'm using a really old belt sander on its side to kind of shape them out and clean it up. Now, it was a lot of fun working with Andy. I was just all the time looking over and checking out what he was doing. Watching him carve away at his stuff was just so much fun. He's really, really proficient with carving tools, and he doesn't have a lot of them. He has a fair amount, but he doesn't have a lot that you would normally think that you see somebody that would, been in this for 30 years would have. Now, Andy's going to make a much more instructional video for his channel about this whole thing, so I'll put a link down in the description box below. Be sure to look for that. So I added the 4 leaves that I made to the finial, and I liked it, but I wanted a little bit more detail, so clamped another piece of basswood down to the bench, and using the jigsaw, I again cut out some more kind of S-shaped style pieces. And then off camera, I took them over to the belt sander again and shaped them out. So this is where I want to do with them. I want to put them on the corner here to just add a little bit of more flair to it. Now, to be fair, we only had a few hours in the shop together, so we're pretty rough on these. We're not doing a real fine, you know, real fine sanding or real fine finishing. We're just trying to get an overall concept down. Now I want to mention what I did is fairly simplistic compared to what Andy did with his, and the fact that he was able to get that done in that amount of time was just crazy impressive.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today. This has been a rare opportunity to get to hang out with a man of your talents and skill sets. It's just incredible. We took the same piece of wood.
Exact same piece.
Yep, and we kind of went our own directions and just had some fun in the shop. Now I went something a little bit different, a little bit more...
Looks like the Olympic torch to me.
It kind of does, right? And Andy did something a lot more traditional, which is very, very attractive, and it's unique to think that they used to do this stuff with almost nothing. I mean, literally stuff that you could put in a toolbox and carry around by your hand. So
the tools are not the limit.
Nope, they're not. And I guess that's one thing we really wanted to push today, is that with just minimal stuff, you can do a lot of really fun and interesting things. So never be afraid to just jump out and try something.
Let's do it.
We took the same piece of wood. We both come up with different concepts.
Way different.
They're interesting, definitely rough. Limited time today, so we did what we could, but it was fun. And don't forget that this is fun. Just go have fun.
It is. Yep. Don't quit making rocket science out of it. Just go have a ball.
No, right.
We had a ball today.
We did. Now, we're both making videos. I'm going to make a video of the process of mine. Andy's going to do a much better in-depth look at his. I'm going to put links down to his channel, so if you're not already subscribed to him, head over there and check it out. I promise it's worth it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for watching, guys.